All right, we are live, ladies and germs. Finally doing this episode of Burnt Rubber and coming to you live from in front of the Hunger Hall in Fallout 76. And of course, this is the character that I use for Isaac the Survivalist in the Fallout 76 Let's Play. So, if you wouldn't mind, go over and subscribing to that channel, that'd be appreciated. But anywho, cheap plugs aside. We got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about. It's a full plate of stuff. First half, is kind of lighter fare, but the other half is pretty much what the name of this episode entails. So, let's go ahead and get into things with tonight's edition of Burnt Rubber. This video is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Stay tuned until after the video to learn how you can save 10% off of your order. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan, and welcome to tonight's edition of Burnt Rubber. And let me refresh this. There we go. And like I said, we have got a lot to talk about here tonight on this edition of Burnt Rubber. Yeah, news has just been kind of crazy the last week or two. Lots of lawsuits going on, and of course continuation of lawsuits. It's just been kind of crazy in the motorsports world the last couple of weeks. So without further ado, let's get into things. First we'll start on the lighter side of this affair, so let's get into it. So this is, of course, regarding Kyle Larson's second double attempt for this season. And this was reported a couple weeks ago, actually at the beginning of April. Prime Video, and that's Amazon Prime Video, will serve as a sponsor for Kyle Larson's 2025 double attempt with Team Hendrick and Arrow McLaren as part of a 2-year journey with Larson that will culminate in a feature-length documentary on Prime, set to release next year. Filming for the feature-length documentary began in October 2023, around when Larson completed his ROP at IMS. It was initially meant to cover his 2024 double attempt, but was extended another 12 months after rain dampened his day. Of course, remember last year, Kyle Larson attempted to double at a pretty solid showing in the Indianapolis 500, then tried to get back for the Coca-Cola 600, and Mother Nature decided to be a complete and total bitch that day. So he's doing it once again this year. Hopefully Mother Nature will be a lot more kind in his double attempt. And honestly, the odds of him surpassing Tony Stewart's double effort are pretty high, honestly, because he did pretty damn good in the Indianapolis 500 last year until speeding penalty pretty much cost him, and then he didn't even get a chance to compete in the Coke 600. So, have to wait and see, but it's a good sign that Prime Video is coming on board to sponsor Kyle Larson's double attempt. I mean, that's a lot of exposure because, I mean, how many people are subscribed to Amazon Prime Video? Like, it's insanity. So the extra exposure will definitely help not only Kyle Larson, but hopefully NASCAR as well. This one kind of came out of left field. Jaye Frye, former president of IndyCar, has joined Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing as team president. This was reported again on April the 1st. So, give me 1 second here. This one was kind of a, this was kind of out of left field. So, reported, I guess this is on the Fox website. Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing announced, and it's 1N, not 2. Let me go into the description and change that. There we go. But Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing announced today that well-respected industry executive Jaye Frye has joined the team as president. Frye will report directly to team ownership and will oversee operations for the team's involvement in the NTT IndyCar Series and IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. Don't forget, RLL is also in IMSA. Most notably, in the 24 car, I think has won the pole in GTP the first 3 races of the year. Frye's experience spans over 30 years and includes series and team leadership on both the competition, marketing, sales, and ownership sides. The team also announced that they have parted ways with Steve Erickson, who held the role of Chief Operating Officer since January 2023. First, I would like to thank Steve Erickson for all the work he did for us, particularly at a critical moment in time for the company, and we certainly wish him the best in his next endeavor, according to Bobby Rahal. I'm very pleased to have Jaye Frye join the team as president of Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. I've known him since his arrival on the IndyCar scene in 2013. I've spent a lot of time with him and think highly of his character and his passion for the sport. I look forward to working with him in the future to take RLL to the place we all want it to be. Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing has a tremendous history of success both on and off the track, added Jaye Frye. I am very proud to be joining the dedicated and talented team of people at RLL. RLL has the foundation, infrastructure, and an incredible commitment to continue being successful well into the future. And of course, most recently, Frye served as IndyCar president until February 2025. He left a legacy that includes a strategic plan for future financial stability and innovative safety, competition, and partnership developments during his tenure. So that kind of came out of left field, and I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back to here. But yeah, Rahal Letterman Lanigan decides to hire Jaye Frye as team president. Hey, let him live. Now this is some pretty cool news. If you are a fan of regional racing, because FS1 and FloRacing have entered an historic agreement to broadcast the Z-Max Cars Late Model Stock Car Tour race at North Wilkesboro Speedway during All-Star Race Weekend. This is pretty big because now we're getting regional racing onto TV networks. So let me see if I can find it here. Here we go. So, competitors in the Z-Max Cars Late Model Stock Car Tour will get a chance to showcase their talent in front of its largest audience in history, thanks to a co-distribution, co-production agreement between Flow Sports and Fox Sports for All-Star Race Weekend at North Wilkesboro Speedway. For the first time in Cars Tour history, FS1 will carry live, flag-to-flag coverage of the series' premier division in coordination with Flow Racing. The LMSC Tour race kicks off a busy slate of North Wilkesboro events for the major broadcast network, with the green flag set to wave on Friday, May the 16th. Since Dale Earnhardt Jr. acquired the Cars Tour alongside Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, and Justin Marks, he has long set on bringing the best late model stock competitors in the Southeast to wider audiences. And Jr. says, "This is going to be an exciting and entertaining weekend of racing at North Wilkesboro. I'm very proud about how much this series has grown, and this is an incredible opportunity for our drivers and teams to showcase themselves. Kevin Harvick and I are going to have a lot of fun calling that race from the booth on Friday." So joining Earnhardt Jr. and Harvick in the booth for the late model stock car tour event at North Wilkesboro is the lead Cars Tour FloRacing play-by-play announcer Eric Brennan, who has previously worked with FS1 for their ARCA Menard Series broadcasts. Blake McCandless will be down on pit road alongside another seasoned FS1 pit reporter that is yet to be determined. Blake McCandless, I do know who that guy is, because he regularly hangs out with Michael Cozy Jr., who is known as Windrout 8820 on YouTube, so I know who Blake McCandless is. But FloRacing will provide standalone coverage at North Wilkesboro, and FloRacing subscribers will still be able to watch Friday's LMSC event live on its channel. Along with the simultaneous FS1 broadcast, FloRacing is set to air practice and qualifying for both Cars Tour divisions at North Wilkesboro, as well as the 75-lap Pro Late Model feature, all of which takes place on Thursday evening. Cars Tour Executive Director Kip Childress emphasized how important it was for the series to capitalize on All-Star Race Weekend. By putting together a streamlined schedule that includes a national broadcast for late model stock competitors, Childress is confident North Wilkesboro will be another successful chapter in the Cars Tour's ongoing growth. Our primary mission is to look for ways to put our drivers, teams, and partners in front of as many race fans as possible, he says. This announcement rewards everyone by introducing the Cars Tours to such a big television platform while also bringing the series closer to Sunday's All-Star Race festivities. There's no way to express the gratitude we have to Fox Sports, FloRacing, Speedway Motorsports, and NASCAR for helping us make this possible. So additional details surrounding the Cars Tour's trip to North Wilkesboro May, such as a title sponsor for the LMSC Tour event, will be announced later. On-track action for both Cars Tour divisions at North Wilkesboro commences on Thursday, May the 15th, which leads into Friday's 100-lap LMSC Tour race on FS1 and FloRacing. I may end up doing a race review of that race, because if it's going to be on FS1, you bet your sorry ass that I'm going to be watching that race. So hopefully this will lead to more simulcasts of the Cars Tour later on down the line. But yeah, pretty exciting news on the Cars Tour front. Of course, the Cars Tour, I mean, it's some of the best racing that you can see. Sometimes it is a bit messy, because the previous race was quite messy. But yeah, this is a big deal for the Cars Tour and for regional racing in general, to get this kind of exposure, and hopefully it'll lead to more opportunities like this further down the road. But now let's get into the other side of this, and it's the main topic of this episode. It's lawsuits galore. So this was something that we didn't see coming down the block. And having to go through all this is about as appealing as going to the fucking dentist. But this was also reported at the beginning of April. So I'm not too terribly late on this. But yeah, Legacy Motor Club files a lawsuit against Rick Ware Racing. Now, what is the reason for this lawsuit? It was first reported by Jordan Bianchi. Legacy Motor Club has filed a lawsuit against Rick Ware Racing LMC in the process of acquiring a charter from RWR for the 2026 season, but RWR is wanting to back out of the deal according to the filing. And here's what part of it, as far as the document goes. Despite having a binding deal in place, RWR wants to back out. It has told Legacy that it will not, under any circumstances, close the parties' transaction. Legacy has tried to talk sense into RWR to no avail. Legacy's patience has run out, and now brings this suit to enforce its rights and hold RWR to its deal. Legacy and RWR executed their agreement on March the 3rd, 2025, so about a month and a half ago. Not only did the parties sign the agreement, They initialed every page for good measure. Indeed, the parties' agreement, and this part's been blacked out, has been clear from almost the beginning of the parties' negotiations. So, yeah, that could be a problem for Rick Ware Racing. Because they've also leased a charter to RFK, which they can only lease for 1 year. So, but next day, this was reported by Adam Stern, Rick Ware Racing is pushing back strongly against Legacy Motor Club's claims in a new statement, saying that the lawsuit distorts the actual facts and is a misguided attempt to tarnish our reputation. RWR has negotiated in good faith and operated with the highest standards of integrity and professionalism. Bruh, you employ your own son to drive your car, and let's be honest here, even though he has improved, he still sucks major ass. But that aside, we are confident that the truth will prevail and look forward to swiftly resolving this matter through the proper legal channels. Yeah. Let's see. Then there is an update. On April the 9th, this was reported by Bob Pockris. Legacy has obtained temporary restraining order in the lawsuit against Rick Ware Racing over agreement to sell charter to Legacy that LMC claims is to be sold after the 2025 season. TRO ruling redacts details, but my guess is it keeps the charter from being allocated elsewhere for 2026 at the moment. And an updated order says Rick Ware Racing is restrained from selling, leasing, or otherwise encumbering the charter in question for at least 10 days or until an agreement by Legacy and Rick Ware Racing. So the complaint and this order is redacted, but it's regarding a charter purchase between agreement that dissolved between the two parties, likely prevents RWR from entering into another transaction should they want to. So, and as usual, this document is available for viewing. But yeah, here's the thing: if it is true that both parties signed and initialed documents relating to a sale of a Rick Ware Racing charter to Legacy Motor Club, and apparently Legacy was buying the charter for $45 million. I honestly don't know if Rick Ware Racing has a foot to stand on here. Because if there is evidence that Rick Ware Racing signed the agreement, I mean, it can be considered a legally binding document. So they might find themselves in hot water, and they may have to pay out more than I mean, they may, well, actually, they were going to receive $45 million, but I would imagine they might get a lot less than that if this goes against them. So, yeah, this is a developing story. It's been going on all month. So it is something that we will be keeping an eye on for the foreseeable future. This next one, though, is more annoying than anything else. So, for some weird-ass reason, Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens quarterback, is he filed a trademark opposition to Dale Jr.'s number 8 trademark, believing it is too close to his Era 8 brand. And this is from Gerben Law Office. So, Lamar Jackson files trademark opposition against Dale Earnhardt Jr. over use of the number 8. An illegal clash between two sports icons. Well, calling Lamar Jackson a sports icon is kind of stretching it, but anyways. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson has taken legal action to block NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s attempt to trademark the number 8. In a notice of opposition filed with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office on April the 2nd, Jackson argues that Earnhardt Jr.'s trademark application for a stylized version of the number 8 used prominently on his race cars conflicts with Jackson's own trademark rights. As for the basis of the claims, Jackson points to his own trademark registrations for Era 8 and Era 8 by Lamar Jackson. These registrations cover a range of goods including clothing, duffel bags, sports goods, and athletic gear. Earnhardt Jr.'s application similarly seeks protection for apparel and toy products including die-cast cars, prompting Jackson's team to argue that consumers may be confused about the source of those goods. First of all, how in the fuck can you confuse football merchandise with race car merchandise? Second of all, Junior was using the number 8 before Jackson was even a scratch in his dad's nutsack. So the fact that he's decided to do this is just fucking mental, in my opinion. In the filing, Jackson contends that he is widely associated with the number 8 due to his prominence in the NFL and the branding of his merchandise. Earnhardt Jr.'s registration could falsely imply a connection between the two athletes and infringe on his established rights. Again, the numbers, and he's referring to the fucking number font, and it's not the DEI number font that he's taking issue with. It was the Junior Motorsports font that had been previously seen on the number 8 in recent years that he's challenging here. Purchasers and prospective purchasers are likely to mistakenly believe that the products Earnhardt Jr. offers are related to the products and services provided by Jackson. Again, it's fucking apples and oranges. You can't compare football and motorsports. The opposition will now proceed before the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board, the USPTO's administrative court, similar to a federal court case, but limited strictly to registration issues. The proceeding will determine whether Dale Jr. can register his logo. The TTAB does not have the authority to award damages or even restrict Earnhardt Jr. from using the 8 on his products. If the case proceeds on a typical timeline, a trial will not begin until mid-2026. However, most of these disputes are settled before reaching that stage. And this is not Jackson's first attempt to defend his territory around the number 8. In 2024, he filed a similar opposition against Hall of Fame quarterback Troy Aikman, who applied to trademark the word 8. That case remains active, with recent filings showing that the parties are in the midst of contentious settlement and discovery discussions. So how does this case likely end? Well, it actually already did, because Dale Earnhardt Jr. On April the 4th released a statement saying that through the USTPO, we've successfully secured the rights to the stylized 8, which is the Dale Jr. 8 that we've come to know and love from his years driving for DEI. Therefore, we will be moving away from the original JRM 8 we have used since 2019. We are looking forward to the remainder of an already successful season. Knowing Lamar Jackson, he'll probably want to sue Alex Ovechkin now because he uses the number 8, and of course he has the hashtag GREAT because Ovechkin just recently surpassed Wayne Gretzky for the all-time goal scorer record. So I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if Lamar Jackson decides to file an opposition against Alex Ovechkin, because that's how much of a fucking moron this guy is. Like, and the fact that he decided to go after Dale Earnhardt Jr. of all fucking people, like, are you mental? Like, do you have any idea how fucking crazy his fan base is? And you want to do this shit? Like, what in the actual fuck, dude? I swear, some sports athletes, they get so fucking full of themselves, it's not even funny. Like, it's... I guess somebody was checking me out here. But there's one more piece of business we need to take care of, and that's, of course, when we're talking about lawsuits, how can we forget about the 2311 Front Row Motorsports NASCAR lawsuit? So, in the next chapter of this damn lawsuit, on April the 9th, Toby Christie reported that 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports filed a motion with the U.S. District Court of Colorado seeking to compel Liberty Media, who owns Formula One, to comply with a subpoena, which will help calculate damages in an antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR using the yardstick method. Now, what the hell does that mean? Well, 2311 and Front Row are looking to obtain financial information from Liberty Media and F1, including revenues shared between F1 and its teams, the formula for splitting those revenues, actual amounts retained and shared, valuations or sale prices of F1 teams, and the Concord Agreement, which governs F1. Liberty Media refused initially to deliver any information to 2311 and Front Row due to undue burden and confidentiality concerns, but the teams have narrowed their original subpoena to the above 5 categories. And apparently, they've also been trying to do that with other sports sanctioning bodies as well. I think they tried to get the NFL, the NHL to do that. Bob Pockris reports that Liberty Media isn't the only league that 2311 and FRM have gone to court to try to enforce subpoenas for financial information on percentage of revenues that teams get. On March the 31st, 2311 and FRM filed a motion in the U.S. District Court in New York City to compel the NFL, NBA, and NHL to comply with subpoenas. So, yeah. There's that. And then NASCAR recently, let me see if I can find this here. Because this was just recently. Because 200 send Word document. All right. So, major update as NASCAR uncovers new internal evidence in 2311 and FRM legal battle. So, in the legal battle between 2311 Racing, Front Row Motorsports, and NASCAR, new evidence has come to light that the Stock Car Racing Association is looking to add to their recent counterclaim against the two teams' lawsuit. Based on more than 200,000 emails, memos, and texts shared in discovery, evidence has come to light that shows that the racing organizations have been working together to get better terms for charters, which indicates illegal collusion between the parties. This has prompted NASCAR to request an amendment to their claims against 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports, where they state that the two teams received injunctions that allowed them to compete as charter teams under the 2024 charter agreement, which is the same agreement that the two teams allege violates antitrust law. The recent news regarding the new evidence came from Fox Sports journalist Bob Pockris, who took to his X account to share the information. So NASCAR wants to add new info to counterclaim that it says proves teams illegally colluded to obtain better charter terms. In filing last month, 2311 claims joint negotiations are insufficient to allege concerted action, especially when can negotiate individually. Meanwhile, 2311 Racing, owned by Michael Jordan and Cup Series driver Denny Hamlin, and FRM both continue with their lawsuit that states that the way the Stock Car Racing Association has been conducting business is monopolistic, as well as being anti-competitive and doesn't allow teams a fair chance. They received injunctions in December 2024. God damn it. I hate it when it reloads like that. Which allowed them to compete in the sport this Cup Series season in the same way all other teams do, whilst they pursue their lawsuit against the Stock Car Racing Association. Yeah, so this is getting uglier and uglier. And it's becoming more and more likely that this is not going to be settled. there's not going to be any kind of settlement out of court. I think this is going to go all the way to court. And if NASCAR wants to go down that road, I mean, they can try, but it's not going to look good for them anyway the outcome comes, because, I mean, this has already damaged their reputation to the point where they're irredeemable at this point. So, yeah. It's been a crazy last couple weeks as far as news stories and shit, and of course a lot of lawsuits going on right now. We got 2 big lawsuits now going on in the NASCAR world. Legacy Motor Club suing Rick Ware Racing, and 2311 and FRM suing NASCAR. And it's just, we're now 6 months into this lawsuit between 2311, FRM, and NASCAR, and it's looking like it's not going to change anytime soon. So we'll have to keep an eye on things and see what happens. But that's going to do it for this edition of Burnt Rubber. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, this is the PackerMan signing out. Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the PackerMan letting you know that tonight's video was sponsored by Reaper Apparel Company. By clicking on the affiliate link down below in the description box, you'll be able to browse through many of their different wares, such as hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and other cool items. When you place an order and you go to checkout, be sure to type in the code PackerMan and you'll be able to save 10% off of your order. Reaper Apparel Company. Apparel to die for. Hey, ladies and germs, just want to say thank you for watching tonight's video. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and also check out my other channels, Isaac the Survivalist and Our Honor Defend Archives, if you're a Buckeye fan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.